I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about beating yourself up. So, I know that most of you guys out there are completely beating yourself up every single day. I know that you're looking at the mistakes that you made in the relationship, and I know how hard it can be to sit with yourself, by yourself. I know a lot of you are isolating yourself, and you just obsess over all the little factors of the relationship, and you scrutinize all the little details. You'll sit and you'll replay events in your mind and memories and times where you fought and things where you messed up, and I know how difficult it can be, and you start bargaining. If only I had done this, if only I had said that, and of course I hear every day, if only I had come across your channel or knew this stuff before. Well, to be honest with you guys, had somebody sat there and said to you, hey, you should check out this relationship coach's channel while you were in your relationship, not many of you would even have said, yeah, let me take a look at this. You would have been watching TV, you would have been goofing off with your friends, playing video games, going out, doing whatever, and you would have had no interest in this stuff. And I'll bet if you guys shared some of my videos with your friends, they might be lukewarm to it, but they're certainly not going to sit there and watch the videos day in and day out like you guys are. And it's just the way that it goes. Unfortunately, you're at the point where you're hurting so bad, you're hell-bent on making those changes for yourself. And that's fantastic, because whether you date your ex again or somebody different or other people, you're going to have tremendous skills. You're going to have abilities and skills and understanding of relationships that 99.99999% of this world will never have. So, even if that opportunity doesn't ever come back with your ex, your understanding of relationships, attachment styles, communication skills, choosing a good partner, all of those things that I teach are going to you'll have no competition. Literally, nobody knows the stuff that I teach, and you know that. You see that to me every day. You see what's out there. A lot of the information is utter garbage, unfortunately. That's what took me so long to figure this stuff out, right? Obviously. But don't beat yourself up so much. You weren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. We're all flawed, and we're all doing our best. Your ex wasn't perfect either, and your ex did a lot of things to upset you, hurt you, annoy you, push you away. You're just completely blocking those events right now because you're so consumed with getting them back. But I promise you that if they were on the opposite end of this for even a minute, they would think about all of the things that they did wrong that turned you off. Think about it, okay? So don't beat yourself up so much, okay? Just use this opportunity to grow and improve yourself. So whether they come back or whoever else you date, you're going to increase your chances of having a long-term successful relationship. And that's why I do a lot of different videos. It's not all about getting your ex back, because if you don't have the skills and you haven't learned the skills to have a healthy relationship, to understand your anxiety or why they're pushing you away, or how to communicate, or how to meet their needs or understand your own needs. If you don't know all these things, it's going to be a moot point, and you'll just wind up chasing them away anyway. So, I have 2 emails today, and the first one is just a quick email, a really thoughtful email that I got today that I wanted to share. And she said, "Dear Craig, since I broke up, I found your channel and I wanted to say thank you. I'm sorry for my English. I've spent days since my breakup watching your videos again and again. It's amazing how a stranger can be your best friend through a dark time." I want to give you like a virtual hug right now. Because she lives on the other side of the world. Here's your virtual hug for being your best friend in such a difficult time, okay? So lean in there and get in there good, okay? That's nice, right? So listen, get your virtual hugs, okay? I'm offering them today. Today only, okay? That's it. Virtual hug day. No. I'm so glad that you're finding something that comforts you, because I know what it's like to really suffer like that, and you just feel like you're in hell. I really do understand what you're going through. Let me go on with the email. She says, "Every time you read a story, it helps me believe that I'm not alone. You make me feel better, and I wanted to say thank you from my heart. I know it sounds just like a comment, but trust me, when someone out there feels so sad, it's amazing how you can make him feel better. You give me hope that I'm not alone and that the bad period is going to end. I wish you all the best in your life, and again, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my broken heart." Well, you're very welcome. And I'm so glad that you're able to find some comfort in such a hard time, because I really know how hard it can be, and you just are gonna obsess over all the details, every little thing that they do or they don't do. I know that. I've been there. You're watching their Facebook, their Snapchat, their Instagram, if they're blocked you, if they unblocked you, if they have looked at your messages, if they've looked at your snaps. But I know, okay? I know all of the little details. I obviously don't talk about those little details in these emails, but believe me, they come up every day when I'm doing the Skypes with you guys. More so than the emails, because with the Skypes, you'll get into those little details with me where you're saying, well, they blocked me for this long on Facebook, then they unblocked me on Facebook, then they blocked me on Instagram, and they added this guy that they like, and I think this is the person they're dating, but I'm not sure. I go through all of that with all you guys. So don't think I don't know all the little tricks and all the little sneaky things that you're doing, because I didn't get to learn all this stuff with a lot of hard work, okay? I mean, without a lot of hard work. Did I say with a lot of hard work? I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what you're doing, guys, okay? So, anyway, I'm glad that the videos make you feel a little bit better. And don't worry, you are not alone. There are millions of people out there with a broken heart right now, and maybe one of those people will be a better match for you than your ex was. So, we'll see. Not that that makes you feel any better right now. I got a second email here. I gotta say, I have had at least 3 really, really difficult breakups this week, where the person has had a lot of abuse in their childhood, and they became abusive to their partner. And I just want to say that those people are really courageous to come to me and open up to me, because all of them they've known how difficult it is. They knew what they were doing was wrong, and that they mistreated their partner, and they felt they could trust me enough to open up about it and work on themselves. So, a lot of you guys may judge and say, oh, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. They know that, okay? That's why they're trying to get help. So, keep that in mind. This is a really tough email that I got today, okay? Now, this is a guy that's in his 30s, dating a woman around the same age, and they have been together since high school. And I can tell you, you know, we're looking at close to 15 years here, right? He said, our relationship was already rocky because the first years were hidden from her family. During this time, my jealousy has been a problem due to the fact that we've been dating secretly, and it triggered how my parents started the same way. His parents had a turbulent relationship, and that's what he means by that. I went to college out of state, and I ended up cheating on her. Despite no sexual contact and being honest about it, it's cheating no matter what. When I returned, I tried to redeem myself and became loyal to her. But the jealousy still lingers. And it gets worse every time, leading me to lash out on her, act violent, act violent, and literally turn into Mr. Hyde. I lashed about her friends and her family. I threatened and called them names. I literally became a verbal abuser. So, pretty scary. And it must not only scare her, but to scare him to feel this out of control. My jealousy doesn't root from nothing. It's mostly because during my time away, she started to go out more, which was forbidden by her father. Even to a point she reached Vegas? This doesn't flow properly. Even to a point she reached Vegas, whereas I couldn't even take her next to the Taco Bell without being incognito. So I guess she was able to go to Vegas. And meanwhile, he couldn't take her out even to Taco Bell. Listen, if you were taking her to Taco Bell, I think I know why you got dumped. Just kidding. I actually had Taco Bell for lunch today. That explains a lot. Anyway, she always seems to do fun things with other people. And when I insist or ask her to go, there's always an excuse or hesitation. Mostly her panic attacks. She has panic attacks going on long trips, but not with her friends to Vegas. So, she's having panic attacks, and I'm wondering if it's the panic attacks because they remind her, or when she thinks of her boyfriend, it reminds her of her father. Does that make sense? I'm wondering if he acts like her father does, and that's why it triggers her anxiety and panic attack. Look at this. Look at this. Here's my Taco Bell cup. Ah, refreshing. The anxiety is my worst enemy, but oddly, it's actually what managed to lead me to meeting her parents. They love me, and it's not because I'm fantasizing. I know because I don't leave that house without being fed. Without me lashing out and acting violently, it wouldn't have happened. I really don't understand what he meant about this part. I'm guessing there was some kind of exchange, a violent exchange that happened that led the parents to meeting him, and maybe they heard about his childhood, they felt bad for him, and so they kind of started to try and take care of him. Could be some of that going on. He says, but because I did that, it became a staple for me to get what I want. And no, not sex or money, just time. Time with her, longer than at least a day, because she spent more than one day with other people away from her family, and I always got just 8 hours at the most. So it seems like he is very emotionally immature, as his thinking is, I abuse her, I mistreat her, and then I'm rewarded with time with her. Well, you could see how extremely selfish this is. What do I tell you guys about anxiety, right? Anxiety causes us to be very selfish. Here we could see it, okay? Think about it. He's got anxiety. So, in order to soothe his anxiety, because he feels disconnected from her, he wants to feel close. So he doesn't care that what he has to do to be close to her. And that means he doesn't even care if he abuses her. If it gets him what he wants, he's gonna do it. It's really, really messed up. Okay? It's extremely selfish, and it's not okay. You are verbally abusing the woman that you love because you want to feel close to her. Think about what you're doing. It's not okay to abuse your partner, okay? If you're doing it, you need to stop. You need to take a look in the mirror and realize that you have probably become the very thing that you hated from your childhood. Because I'm willing to bet he, like a lot of people that become abusers, were abused by someone in their childhood. Okay? You've got to be accountable for your behavior and make the changes. You feel disconnected from your partner, so you were abusing her to keep her close. Well, when you did that to her, you were smothering her, you were making her feel trapped, and ultimately, she probably wanted to run like hell. And who can blame them? Because love is not supposed to be about control or manipulation. It's supposed to be fun and caring and respectful and sincere. And if you're doing these things to keep you close, you're actually pushing her away, which I talk a lot about in my video, Focusing on What You Want. Excellent video. But your abusive behavior was an effort to control her and keep her close, which ultimately backfired as now you're not together. Though the thought of limited time caused my jealousy to grow, even after her promotion recently became a problem due to my schedule. So you could see this woman gets a promotion at her job, and then he gets jealous, and it becomes a problem for him because now he feels less control of her. The more you try and control somebody, the less control you're going to have over them. And when I say that, I don't mean that you have control over somebody, because you don't have control over somebody. But if you think about it, you're trying to make her do what you want. And ultimately, if you had been more patient and understanding, she probably would be more likely to try and please you and try and be a good partner and want to do those things for you. And this goes vice versa for men and women. I'm not just saying for a woman, okay? But the more you're going like this, the more she goes like that. But if you say, you know, I really miss you when you work so much, she might say, wow, he really cares about me. I'm going to make an effort to spend more time with him when I can. See how that's more effective than trying to smother and control? We have a few times to hang out 2 weeks ago, but on Valentine's Day, my own panic attack happened. I called her 20 plus times and lashed out on text. See, he lost emotional self-control due to his anxiety. We fought that night, and I suggested to break up. So you thought you were going to manipulate her by using a breakup. You thought wrong, and watch, I bet this backfired. Then she finally agreed. See? You were trying to use a breakup to manipulate her and to get her to do what you want, thinking, I've got her, she's going to stay no matter what. You were cocky and arrogant, and it backfired, and you deserved it. You don't like it? I don't care. I don't like your behavior. I don't like the way you treated this person. And you deserve to get dumped because you were trying to hurt her to get what you want, and that's not okay. Think about it. You were trying to use like another form of abuse here to thinking, oh, Watch. I'm going to threaten to break up with her. Then she'll come running back. She'll say, I'm sorry. And then I get what I want. Well, you got what you deserved, not what you wanted. And sometimes you got to hear it like it is. Okay? If you feel like I'm being tough, too bad. You were abusive. And you got to fix it. Alright. I tried to take it back, but she said all she feels right for me right now are resentment. And that even if I try to win her back, she might reject me halfway. I used to be in her phone plan. As of this morning, I saw hers separate from mine. I finally broke down because this was my hope that she would forgive me. I don't know what that means. Can you help me salvage this relationship? As we speak, I am in therapy and self-improvement. I am a monster, and I'll do anything to get her back. Well, you're not a monster, okay? You made some really bad decisions, and your behavior was abusive, but you're not a monster, okay? You can correct these things about yourself. You had a trauma. You were abused. And now, if you don't deal with it, if you don't talk about it, if you don't work on it, you become what you resented, okay? I did a Skype session with a guy today, very similar to this, where he was becoming abusive because he was abused. Why do people do this? You might be wondering. Because they're terrified. They're terrified. Their whole life they were abused. And if you saw them as a child, you would have shown pity on them and empathy for them and understanding for them. And if those people, those very children, don't get help, they wind up becoming the very thing that abused them in many, many cases. Just like many people that are molested wind up growing up and molesting other people and children. It's because they didn't deal with it. It's very, very difficult to deal with things like this. You know, trauma is very tricky and very intense and affects us on our subconscious levels, and it takes a lot of work to get through, okay? It's not easy. And unfortunately, it's sad because when you saw somebody abused as a child, you would show them so much empathy and support, and if they do it as an adult, we cast them out and they're horrible, terrible people. Well, they make horrible, terrible decisions, but that doesn't mean they're horrible, terrible people. And they can change. And if you're out there and this video resonates with you, you can change. You can improve. You don't have to do the same behaviors that you did. It's a matter of looking at the mirror and saying, this is not what I want to do. I want to be better than this. I want to treat people with love and respect and care about them. Okay? So, I know this is a pretty tough video and not a typical video that I would discuss this topic, but I do know that there are some of you out there that are in this situation and would probably really benefit from hearing this kind of stuff. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like this video and you appreciate this topic and learning from it and seeing a different side of breakups or more challenging relationships, abusive relationships, put a like on there. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.